who I don't know a whole lot about her story. We're about to find out, but who has had quite a journey. And I think in her transformation. This is B Tan. B, it's so nice to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, you have quite a story. You're on quite a journey of transformation, it sounds like.
Yes, it's like a volcanic change for me. It
Wow.
is like unbelievable. I mean, big transformation.
Can you, so where are you from? And
Originally, I was born in Malaysia, but I grew up in Singapore. Um, and then I came to the States when I was 18 to
yeah.
pursue my studies, and have been here ever since. Yeah.
So you spent your formative years in Singapore.
Yes.
All right. And then you arrived here. You're in Texas, I think. Is that
Yes.
right?
Right now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And can you give us a little background as to sort of what brought you to the point where you felt that you really needed to have a change, needed to change in your world?
Um, well, my journey to health, seeking health, begins with my son Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
He has um, he was born prematurely, and then later we dealt with a lot of learning these delays, and then ultimately getting a diagnosis of autism for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was doing pretty well with self care and everything, but until he got into high school, the second year of high school, he began to shut down, and eventually he was not moving at all on his own. He was stiff as a board. Yeah, it was a scary time of our lives, trying to get him um, back to health again. So yeah, I mean, ever since he was born, I was like on a quest for healing autism and trying to figure out the puzzle that would that would solve the issue with autism. So I was like working so hard um, to get him well, to the point of devastating my own health. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was really hard. And when he shut down, I I went into another traumatic stage. So stressful. I was like five. I felt like I'm like fulfilling the role of five nurses taking care of him. It was hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And being the mama bear, you would give all, right?
Yes.
You'd give everything to your family. You would give everything to your son,
Yeah, that's right.
which leaves nothing for you.
No, no, it's all I can only feel well if he's well. So if he's not well, I mean, I don't allow myself to have fun. I don't allow myself to do anything until I see that he's well. So I actually put myself in a cage too.
Wow. Um, and so how that was 4 years ago or so? Is that right?
Yeah, that was a little before the pandemic hits. Yeah.
Yeah, so around 4 years. And what type of effects did you experience? Putting your family first, how did your health deteriorate? What happened with you?
Um, I just felt so drained and so worn out and thoroughly exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this continue, I can't go on anymore. I felt like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It's like God help me, otherwise, I mean, this there was no way out. Yeah, it was
You would
horrific.
probably, I'm just asking, um, there wouldn't be a lot of appreciation for the amount of work that you were putting into it, was there?
Um, no, because I know the conventional route to treating autism will bring us nowhere, because I'm thankful to people who has come into my life that's told me, do not put your son on drugs. So
Mhm.
I have held the line, but my will differs from my husband. He wanted him to be on medication. He wanted a quick fix for him. So when Enoch went into catatonic and total shutdown, the conventional way is to either electric shock his head to, to, to wake him up. But I knew in my heart that it will be too brutal for his system. That's not the way that it will work.
Yeah.
So on a special occasion, a friend recommended me an energy healer,
Yeah.
medical intuitive person, and we just did phone consultations, and she was able to tune into Enoch and talk to him and understand his body, and just she was like 24/7 with me, telling me what to do, for him, because I was at the point where he won't eat or drink for me anymore. He was so frustrated in his
Enoch.
body. Yeah, we can't understand him, and he can't tell us what he needs. And then there was like so much conflict between me and my husband regarding what to do with him. Yeah, so there was definitely a very dark time and a lot of negative energy in the family.
Wow. And so you've come and you've taken the whole life coach, you've taken the Wolf non-surgical, so the New World Practitioner courses. And was there was there a message, or is what how did you decide that this is what, something that you needed to take part of?
I stumbled upon Daryl on Facebook. I don't know how, but yeah. And then everything he said resonated with me. Um, and I was wondering, how can I get to Ixtapa? How can I get my husband to support me to go to Ixtapa? Because if I tell him about what I want to do and trying to seek the natural route of healing, I will not get his support.
Yeah.
So at the time, um, Daryl said he's coming to Texas and he's going to have a course in Texas. So I jumped on board right away. So
Yeah.
I took the first course last August in Texas, and it was my eyes were open. So the
Wow.
first thing Daryl said, this is the most important course you will ever take in your life. And for sure, I attest to that. It's the most important course I will take in my life. And then he said, and every one of you have a gift to share with the world. And that struck me too. So, and I know, Daryl allowed me to take my, Enoch with me to the course. So he was sitting in the whole course with me.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he heard that, because I know Enoch. I mean, there's a gift that Enoch can share with the world.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe it's not there right now, but I know he will get there. Yeah. So by the end of the course, I was telling Daryl, I am going to work hard at this because I want my freedom.
What does that mean, you want your freedom?
Because I was so stuck with my whole family situation and with where Enoch is. And I mean, it's not life, it's hell. So I want my freedom. I if I can get Enoch well, at the point I was still thinking, if I can get Enoch well, I will have my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm free from taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. If you get Enoch healthy, you will have your freedom. Okay, well, that's one way to look at it.
yeah. But that was not right. And so in January I went to Ixtapa, and my coconut got cracked again. It's like, you have to come first. You have to get well first before you can get your son well. I mean, finally, I realized that, because I was doing everything for my son. I was giving him all the nutraceuticals. I was making appointments for non-surgical for him, but he was not appreciative of any of them. He was like playing games with me. He would he would not get to the appointments on time.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the point I got so frustrated and angry, maybe. So I said, okay, I'm going to do all the appointments on me.
Yes.
So I got all the appointments on myself. And I mean, and I said, okay, I'm going to take all the nutraceuticals for me.
Wow. Good for you.
And that was a big change because I realized, I mean, if anybody would have put all the effort that I've put on my son, I mean, that person would have gone be well already. But there's something going on emotionally with Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
He is not wanting to get well. That's why no matter how much I do for him, he's not going to get well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Daryl told me, you got to get your energy up. And it's like, what are you worth? So I mean, I have such a
Yeah.
low self-worth.
What are you worth?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm worth everything. Okay. I got to love myself. So after Ixtapa, I mean, I felt like a new person. I feel like, oh, I have a new body back because I was feeling so, I was aching from top to toe, head to toe.
Head to toe. Just, I suspect just aching from the struggle.
Struggle and the stress and not um, willing to let go. So at Ixtapa, I mean, I'm so glad for that 2 month, almost 2 months I was there. I could do a lot of self meditation and reflection and a lot of self love work on myself to realign myself and to rethink. So I was able to say to myself, if anything happened to my son, I am okay with that. Even if he dies, I am okay with that. I am willing to let go. I'm on my journey and he's on his own
On
journey.
his own.
So um, whatever it is, it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to look after yourself because you are of no use to anybody else unless
Yes.
you are whole within yourself and you're loving yourself
Yeah.
first,
Hmm.
you know?
That is so important because I find then I can be the best version for my family. Then I can be the best version for him because Enoch was trying to make me to be in the hole with him, and I felt like I was being put down into the hole with him, and he doesn't want to get out, and I can't get out. I was like, both of us are captive.
Yeah, no, you can't. If somebody doesn't want to heal, if somebody doesn't want to change, you can all day long and you will get nowhere with it. So,
Yeah,
wow, for you to have acknowledged that. And your son, like as a mom myself, I my hat is off to you because wow. Like that is how beautiful that you are able to put yourself first, you know?
yeah. It took me some time. I wish I had done it earlier, but yeah,
You know what? It's never too late. It's never too
yes, it's
late.
never too late. Yeah. Hmm.
You're able to take these steps now and continue growing, continue loving yourself and exploring, who you are, who is B and how does B show up best, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and uh, starting to have fun back in my life and starting to be able to smile because I knew that in the first course I couldn't smile. I couldn't
Nothing to smile
smile
about.
because yeah, because I was like, I mean, my son is not well. There's nothing I can smile about. My husband is doesn't support me as I wish he would. I can't be happy. But right now I'm like, no, it's like a total switch.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I no matter what they do to me, I can keep my peace, my calm, and my happiness. Yeah.
What was the first thing that you did in when you sort of realized that you needed to change and look out for you first and love yourself first, what was the very first step that you took? Because some people have different, they put a smile on, they do some mirror work, they do, whatever. What was your journey? Where did your journey like really, what did you embrace? Or did you do everything at once?
No, no, no. It was overwhelming if I try to do everything at once. But what there was it, 1% a day, and in 100 days, it will be 100% change, and
Yeah.
then you start the whole process again. And being a piano teacher, I really appreciated that. I am not afraid to work hard, and I'm not afraid to keep repeating until I get it.
Mhm.
And when
Repetition.
things seems difficult, I like how Daryl breaks things down to make it easy. So because once our brain thinks it's so hard to do this and oh it's so hard to do that, then we kind of limit ourselves to do what we can.
Hmm.
So I break things down and making sure that it's easy and doable, and my brain would not resist, my or subconscious mind would not resist that process, and I make the change a little bit at a time. So during the first course, Daryl did a heart release on me. It was major.
Wow.
A ma- yeah, because I went into the course thinking, how can I learn the non-surgical work in like 11 days? How can this be? I didn't trust anything that he said, but he makes it simple. I mean, you can learn things so fast. And Daryl showed me that health is as simple as ABC. It's like, oh my, oh my. Once I got understood that, it was like so life changing. So the first so with the heart release, I realized that my family, we have been pushing each other hate buttons instead of love buttons. So that was a big shift. And with that heart release, I could it is everything spring from the heart. So I felt like, okay, with that, I'm going to have a new life, new heart, new life.
Hmm.
And then when he showed us the mirror work and I really went and do it, I was shocked. So I look at the mirror and it was hard to look at myself. And I almost couldn't recognize the woman in the mirror. I was
Wow.
looking at her and honestly, I was saying, you look ugly. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, yeah, I didn't like how I look. Yeah. So, but I persisted with the work, um, and that was when I realized I really didn't know how to love myself. People think they love themselves, but until you do the mirror work and be really authentic and very truthful to yourself, then you realize, oh, the depth of the mirror work, and then you will understand whether you truly love yourself, but most of us don't. Yeah.
no, no. And that became apparent really in your face, apparent, it sounds like, with the mirror work, where you were just, everything else, you do your little things throughout the day, but actually looking at yourself, like truly looking at yourself, the physical you, not just the in your mind, not just coming out of your mouth, but actually having a look at yourself in the mirror and having a little doing. Did you do the Braveheart oath? Did you alter it so it worked better for you, or did you
No,
do?
I just did that very hard. Oh, the first time I heard it on Facebook, I think it was Joe's, and it really struck me. I said, oh, that was so beautiful the way he said it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the Braveheart Oath is so beautifully written. I mean, there's nothing I want to change.
Yeah, yeah. From the moment
Yeah.
I rise till I gently
Yes.
rise, right?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So where in the pro where are you now with you just continue to do your 1% every day. So you're now dealing with healing your physical body. How is that? Tell me your story with your physical body.
Uh, oh, um, hmm. I I didn't realize I was so bad to myself because I was thinking I'm trying to hold peace in the family by not confronting my husband whenever um, there was negative things said to me. I just keep swallowing and suppressing all the emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how how all these emotions are stored in the organs, and then to release them, it is so hard. It's hard on me to release them. It's even harder for the person working on me to help me release it. Because, like yesterday, Daryl was saying that um, people will work on me and they will feel my emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is actually bad. It's like being stung by the bee.
Yeah, you don't want, if you're the practitioner, you don't want to go there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, I'm so sorry for anybody who has work on me
no,
and
not at
being
all.
stung by me.
You're not you're not sorry at all.
But I suppress so much. I mean, all the emotions go so deep, and Daryl had to work so hard on. I had because of all the stress I had. I had a big fibroid in my uterus and causing me a lot of bleeding. So heavy bleeding for almost 2 years. So eventually I got a hysterectomy, and Daryl was working on my abdominal area to help me release the scar tissue. It
Mhm.
was down to my spine.
Wow.
So he went really deep. I was sweating. It was hard.
It would be hard.
But the relief afterwards is always is great. I was like, I'm so glad I'm letting go of all these things that are not supposed to be there in our body. We're not supposed to hold all these things in our body. Yeah. I mean that's why I felt I have been so bad to my body. I have allowed it to get so many to be beaten up. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It sounds like, you were putting it in like the garbage can, emotions, suppressing, and eventually, that just piles up and becomes scar tissue and becomes dis-ease and becomes inflammation and all those things just because of emotions, right? Just because
Yeah.
we're swallowing the story that wasn't yours.
Hmm.
Right?
Or I have allowed people to disrespect me because I didn't love myself. I didn't feel that I'm worthy of
Mhm.
love.
So what happens now if you sort of catch on that maybe somebody is on their way to disrespecting you?
Okay.
Does-
I'm sorry. The energy you are showing me is not good. I have to move away. When we can talk peacefully, we'll talk again. So being able to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My husband just got home.
that-
Yeah.
That's we get.
Can you give me 下面我在录音，能不能关掉？ Okay.
Real life, baby. It's real life.
Yes.
Um, do you want to share more about what you were?
Uh, no, I guess the I guess growing up in a Asian family, we never knew how to talk. We are so judgmental, and we at the same time we demand we demand a lot of ourselves to excel, and we put that demand on our children. And we would, I think Enoch went into a shutdown because we were like demanding a lot from him, and he couldn't take it anymore. And then he chose to shut down. So, yeah.
That's quite an observation. That's a really good observation.
Yeah.
And I think I wonder if this is something that other people can consider and resonate with, because I would have never thought of that. I would have never considered that to be and why Enoch would have shut down, because he just couldn't take anymore.
Yeah, it's too much. Life was too much for him because we were constantly wanting him to become normal, or when he does something good, we want him to compete and be the best. When he just all he wants is have fun with
Yeah.
everything that he has. So he was running for fun. And then we
Yeah.
push him to do 5Ks and half marathons and go to trainings. And
No.
that really exhausted him physically. So it was not a good move on our part.
And then he decided he didn't want to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine a runner from a runner to where he was when you saw him at Ixtapa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how's he doing now?
Oh, the other day he started eating on his own. I am so proud of him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And just with the gentle support. And how do you approach him? Like, do you, because you can't, because you're looking after you, but he's still, I tell me, because I don't know the answer to this. I suspect that he still needs to have the encouragement, or does he? Or how are you,
How am I supporting him?
how do you support him? Like you said, he's eating on his own and you're very proud of him. But how did you support him to do that? Or did you need to do anything?
Before I have to be constantly tugging him, and I have to sit beside him to make sure for him to even move the spoon and get it into his mouth. So at at this point, I realized he can physically he's well. So I look at him with different eyes. I said, "You are
Mm-hmm.
not disabled. You are not crippled. I know you can move on your own. I know you can do everything on your own." So, um, we and I know he's very smart. He understands everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he has to decide. I want to do it on my own, and he starts to do that. So it's me giving him the freedom you can do on your own. You can and giving him more. So I'm taking more time for myself. So and at the same time, I'm giving him more freedom on his own. It's like starting to detach myself from him, from helping him doing too much, and giving him the freedom to start doing some things on his own, and
Mm-hmm.
and not judging him when he does not. That's the hard part.
Yeah, and then if you're looking after yourself, that gives him a chance. That gives him some time, so your eyes aren't on him full time,
Yeah, yeah,
because you're focused on yourself, which I suspect might give him um, less pressure. Even though you're there to support him, he maybe has less pressure because your eyes aren't on him all the time. You know, your eyes are focused on yourself.
yeah. And
Gives
then when my energy is higher, when I'm happier, and when my vibration is up, and I mean,
you're more fun to be around,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So
More
it's
fun to
no
be
more. It's
around.
not. Before was like I'm constantly stressing. Oh, he can do this. He can do that. Oh, he's yeah. What should we do next? And everything. I was stressing out all the time. But right now,
Yeah.
I mean, I just there is a sense of calmness when I approach him. So and yeah, definitely less judgmental. Okay, oh, you're not doing this. I know at your time you'll be able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So where do you see yourself? You're practicing now. You're doing treatments for people. You've taken everything that you've learned from the New World Practitioner, whole life coach, Wolf Non-Surgical. Um, and you're practicing, so you're sharing your knowledge.
Oh, if the people will listen, I've got
Well,
I got quite a
but
few
like you said,
setbacks.
no,
Yeah,
what's
I
that?
have quite a few setbacks. I realized not so many people are open to natural healing, and yeah.
But is that a setback? Like
Um,
really? Is it a setback, or is it more recognition for yourself to say, this is my story. That person is not prepared to be exposed to that. It's not their time.
yeah, so I just have to constantly work on myself and be the best version of myself, and hopefully um, someday, I mean, they will see my light shine and they will come ask me, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
that you look younger and you look healthier. Yeah, I do have two people who came to me. One was like, "Can you do a facelift for me?" I was like, "Oh, what?" I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So she probably realized that my face looked better or I look younger, and then
Well, the Wolf Non-Surgical facelift is amazing.
yeah, and then the other person who approached me was like, "Oh, tell me what do you do to your skin?" Because he has eczema and was asking me, "Do you have a business or something?" I mean,
Yeah.
just a random person out of somewhere I met actually in the nursing home. I was
Yeah.
surprised that anybody would ever approach me because before I'm just a nobody. Nobody noticed me. I like to hide. Okay, but now,
Well, I suspect, when I first met you in Ixtapa, you weren't walking like this. You
mhm,
were sort of down and, just eyes barely coming up. And so, yeah, your light is shining. You do have something to offer, you know. And people, as you grow, people are going to notice that, and people are going to exactly, they're going to want to know, what do you do? How come you look so great? I want to look that great too,
yeah, yeah,
both looking physical and, and with your light shining type thing.
uh-huh. Yeah. I really felt like I feel like I have a new body. I'm like I got my life back. It's like my life is just starting from this point on.
I love it.
Yeah.
You said something the other day. You've changed your story to gratitude. What did you say?
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Just uh, the people that had caused all the issues in my tissues with my TMJ and with
Yeah,
my abdominal and with my stomach, with all the things because all the negative emotions that I hold because of these people in my life. I
yeah,
am able to. I'm glad that I am able to show gratitude to them because of them they showed the deeper issues. Actually, it's me that has the issue, and they are just the vehicle God used to help me grow. So I was able
hmm,
to change that perspective and look at the good that these people have, the good that they have brought out, and the good things that they have done instead of the negative things that they have done to me. So I have, it's like counting my blessings and giving gratitude for um, feeling how lucky and fortunate I am to have these people in my life. Actually, before I was like holding them with so much anger.
yeah.
Right now,
And
I look at them um, with just love and
aw,
constantly reminding myself is the unconditional love that we are supposed to have for ourselves and for everybody. So yeah, I'm just grateful, really grateful. Yeah, to them. Yeah.
so beautiful. B, I want to hear more about your story. Let's touch base again, because I know that you have so much to share with your journey and your everything you're learning, and you're just going to continue to grow and continue to love yourself more. And I really, really want to make sure that we talk again.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Mhm.
B. Thank you so much for your time. And like I said, let's connect again. All right. But until then, three, two,
We've
one.
got this.
Got it. Take
Yeah.
care.